All right, we're going to move on now from the hourly rate calculations, overtime calculations. We're going to look at other ways that you can be paid and look at some calculations involved with that as well. So remember, the whole theme here is in your mind as we're figuring these out and thinking about them, is to ask yourself, what are some pros, what are some cons? Would you want to be paid in some of these fashions? No one way is right. I suppose you have to figure out which one works best for you and your lifestyle. And also you could do some research and figure out, if you have a certain job or career in mind, I'm sure you could find out pretty easily where the pay stands. What type of payment method does that type of job follow? So I'm going to go over some basic ones here. Salary. Salary is when you're paid a fixed amount per year. Teachers, government. So essentially, you know how much you're getting paid every year. So, hey, maybe you work more hours one month than the next, or what have you. But the point is, it's the same pay every month or every 2 weeks. It's a salary. So you start the year off, they tell you you're going to make X number of dollars. And that's just the way it is. So you get the same pay every month or every 2 weeks. It doesn't change. That's just how it is. Okay, it's a flat fee or a flat payment, I suppose, and you know what you're getting each and every pay period. Commission's a different one. Commission is when you get paid a percentage of a sale. So, for example, a real estate agent. This person works on commission. When a real estate agent, let's say, sells a home, they get a percentage of the total cost of the house, essentially. Now, commission's an interesting one because let's say you're a real estate agent and you go to work every day, but you haven't sold a house in 3 weeks. Well, guess what? You have not earned money for 3 weeks. You only earn money when you sell something. This could be the same with, let's say, a person who sells cars at a dealership. They earn a percentage of the price of the car that is sold. And if they go to work, they're there for 8 hours and there's been a big, huge, snowfall, and not a person comes in to buy a car, they will be at work all day and not even earn a dime, okay? The other form of this is where you have salary plus commission. There are some jobs where you will get paid a set amount, no matter what. Every month or every 2 weeks, you have a certain amount of pay. But if they sell, they'll get a percentage of those sales. So, of course, the more they sell, their pay will go up. Piecework's a little bit different. That's essentially where you're paid to do a specific job. So I need you to build a shed and it's going to be $500 pay. Or maybe you work at a manufacturing place where you get paid for everything that you build. Okay. Tips. We often think of that's going to be servers at a restaurant. That's where, if the service is good, the customer may choose to add on a bonus. So a server at a restaurant, they are paid an hourly rate, but it's often quite low. And the way that they make their money is by collecting tips. So they hope that customers will be happy and provide them with a tip. And typically the tip amount is about 15% of the bill total. So that's how they make their money, okay? They want their tips. There is also here danger pay, isolation pay, and that essentially is, if you do a tough job, a dangerous job, an isolated job, you might get paid more money. Let's look at some examples. A person works as a tree planter during the summer and is paid through piecework. He is paid $2.50 for each sapling that he plants. What will he earn in a 5-day work week? Okay, so we know that he makes, let's look at 1 day. So in 1 day, he plants 45, new trees, and he is paid $2.50 each time he does so. So that gives you a total of, 45 times 250 is $112.50. So each day this person makes $112.50. And it's a 5-day work week, so now we have to times that by 5 to see how much this person makes for the entire week. That is $562.50. That, of course, is piecework because this person is paid every time he plants a tree, it's $2.50. That's piecework, paid by the item that he completes, essentially. We have a freelance writer. He often writes articles for a local newspaper that pays 35 cents per word. How long was his article, number of words, if he was paid $192.50? Well, that essentially, gang, is a division question, okay? We could set up proportion, it doesn't matter. Again, this is piecework again. I guess you can figure that out because he's paid by the word. So all you have to do here, there's two ways of doing this. You could simply just go 192.50 divided by 0.35, and that will give you, let me just figure that out, 192.50 divided by 0.35, 550 words. You also could have used the proportions in this question. You could have gone, let's see, we know that it is 35 cents per word. That's our unit rate, 1 word. Well, how much did the person make in total? 192.50. So that's a money amount. Top on the left should be top on the right. 192.50, put your X right there, cross multiply and divide, so it would be 0.35 with an X equals 192.50 divide by 0.35. We've done this a million times. And at the end, you'll get the exact same answer of 550 words, okay? There's multiple ways of working this out. Let's try another one. So that's piecework, where you're paid essentially by the job. Each time you do a job, you get paid. Let's look at a commission example. So a person works in a sporting goods store and earns 12% commission on sales. How much does he make on a bicycle that sells for $785.95? Like I've been saying many times, in plain English, this is kind of saying, what is 12% of $785.95? Because that's how much a person gets. The person gets 12% of this amount. So you got to figure this out. So the procedure, as it's been for this whole unit, is going to be 12%. You always change that into a decimal by dividing by 100, which is 0.12. Times that by the amount of money. And that's going to give you a grand total of $94.31. You see, commission is where you make money based on your sales. If this person didn't sell this bike, they would have made no money. So you've got to sell things in order to make money. And it's good for the business too, because if you own this sporting goods store, you would like to think that your employees are motivated to sell, because that's how they make their money. It should be, kind of should benefit both sides. Okay, a person earns $416.03 commission on his sales of $9,240, whatever. What was his rate of commission? In this one here, you always want to think of, essentially, when you want to figure out percent, like I always think, to me, this goes back to an exam is out of 60 questions and you got 43 right. Get your percentage. Well, what you have to do there is remember, this was your total. This is what you got. The whole point is you go 43 divided by 60 times 100. That gives you your percentage. So in this case, what was our total amount of money? It was 9,245. How much money did this person earn? That goes on top. That's like your exam score, 416.03. I would take the top divided by the bottom, and then I would times it by 100 to go into a percentage. And you should get, in this case, 4.5%. Okay, that one's a little bit weird. I don't think it's going to come up too much. It's just you take what you earn divided by the total. I mean, even if we went back up to this question, if you took the total of $785.95 if you took this 94.31, if you took this divided by this and then times it by 100, guess what you'll get for your percentage of commission? It should be 12. So I suppose number 3 is showing you one direction and number 4 is going the other direction to figure out your percentage. Pretty basic math calculation, but just kind of a different operation that you need to be aware of. Okay, we're just going to keep going on here with examples. Okay, a person is figuring out what he should charge for repairing the steps on a client's house. The cost of material will be $785.96, and he will have to hire 2 workers for 8 hours each at a rate of $12.85 an hour. He wants to earn at least $450 for himself. What should he charge the clients in the contract? So this is a bit of a, you read this, you're like, oh my goodness, there's information everywhere. Well, let's just figure out here, end all be all. This is very important because one day you might own your own company too, and you might say, okay, look, I have to hire employees, I have to buy materials, I want to make some profit for myself, so how much do I have to charge? So let's figure out the costs here, okay? Always start with the costs in a question like this. So costs. So we have one of our costs, that's easy. The cost of materials is $785.96. Then we have workers, and I'm just going to kind of do like maybe I'll just do that to the side here. 2 workers for 8 hours each at 12. Wow. So in total, the 2 workers are going to work, well, that's 16 hours, isn't it? There's 2 workers for 8 hours each. So we're going to go 1285 times 16, and I'm just going to work that out here quickly. 1285 times 16 is $205.60. So I'm going to add that to our cost. Are there any other costs? Okay, not yet. So I'm going to add together our costs, and that gives us 785 plus 96, a total cost of 991.56. So look, right here, right now, if this person wants to make absolutely no money at all and just break even, he could just say, okay, it's $991.56. That would cover the cost of materials and the employees, but it would put no money into his pocket. He wants to make money. So to figure this out, what you have to do is you got to take the cost, which was $991.56, and you have to add the profit that you want to make, or your pay, which is $450. That's going to be altogether, I'll just do this quick, that's going to give you a total of $1,441.56. Now make sure you understand that question, because you see, this is like saying, and a lot of you are going to own your own business. You've got to figure out how much to charge. You've got to figure out what your costs are going to be. Then you got to figure out how much money you want to put in your pocket. When you put those 2 values together, that's how you figure out how much you charge the client. Okay? There's always a profit, so you have to cover your costs and you have to ensure that you make a profit. So please make sure you understand how to do number 5. That's a very important question. Okay? Number 6, we'll just keep moving on here. We have a person who's a waitress at a local cafe. Looks like the tips. Okay, so what are we doing here? Sorry, I'm just getting messed up on my own listing here. Okay, so it looks like the person made in total tips. That's pretty good. So we made a total tips of $165.32. Okay, so we have that. Now this question is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you a trick here. You see, a typical tips question tells you simply to figure out the amount of the tips. This one's a little bit different because we know how much tips we made. We also know what percentage we made. What they're trying to ask you is, this person worked all day long. What was the total of all the food bills put together? You see, essentially they're saying, This person had all these bills, and it was worth whatever amount of money. She took 15%, she was able to earn 15% of that. That was $162. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna look at this. Remember, I have to go back to my pen. 15%, in math, we like to work with, we take percentages, we change them to decimals, which is 0.15. I'm gonna set up a ratio here for you. The tips were 165.32. And what decimal was that of the total bill? Of the total bill, that was 15% of 0.15. We'll set up an equal proportion here. Now, think of it. $165.32 was 15% of the bill. Well, we want to know what was the dollar amount of the bills. But let me ask you this. If all those bills were put together, what percentage was that? That should be 100%. And 100% is what in decimal form? It's 1. So we're going to put a 1 right there. To figure out our dollar amount, we're going to put an X right there. Cross multiply and divide. So that gives you 0.15 X equals 165.32. Divide by 0.15, divide by 0.15. It gives you an amount of 110213. That means, so I want you to think, this person worked all day long serving or waiting on tables. If you take all of those bills and put them together, it was $1,102.13. End of the day, the person made 15% of that in tips. So 15% of that 1,000 whatever is $165.32. You see, we're able to use our equal proportions here to set this up. The whole trick to this question is this part right here. What you had to think to yourself as you go, okay, 165.32. That represented what percentage of the total bill? 15% or 0.15. Now, we want to know the money amount of the total bill. That's going to go there. Well, the total bill, think of all that money put together. That's the total. Well, how much money is that? What percentage? That's 100%, which is a decimal of 1. And then you do the cross multiply and divide. Number 6 is a bit of a tricky calculation. You may want to watch this one again. Okay, so we'll just do a few more examples here. I think it's good to really help you get the hang of this. These are quite important. Okay, so let's do number 7 here. A person works at a summer program and earns $3,600 throughout the summer. Her employer offers her 15% signing bonus if she will sign up for next year. If she agrees, how much will she get in a bonus? Well, this is a pretty basic question. It's basically saying, in plain English, what is 15% of $3,600? Question mark. So like we've been doing over and over, we'll go 15%. Seems like we're always changing into decimals by dividing by 100. Then take that new decimal and times it by your grand total. And that's going to give you $540. So this person's going to get a bonus. They will earn, the signing bonus is $540. That is 15% of $3,600. Okay, let's go on to a little bit of it looks like a little bit more work, this question, but it probably won't be too bad. Okay, regular hours at a computer repair shop where Denise works are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Her boss has offered a shift premium of $1.75 per hour to anyone who will work after 5 p.m. or on a Saturday. How much will she earn? Okay, so this is great. This person is going to be offered some overtime, a shift premium. Let's figure this out. Let's figure out how much money we're going to make. Okay, well, let's just kind of look at our hours worked here first, okay? So on Monday, it's 9 to 5. Now, 9 to 5, that is within our regular hours. It's on a regular day. So this is going to be 8 hours, and I think that's all going to be regular. There's no overtime, no shift premium there. Now Tuesday has been messed up because you can see we're working from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. So how many regular hours? This person will work regular hours from 2 until 5. So it looks like we have 3 hours regular. And then the store closes at 5 or whatever. I think we're going to have 3 hours of a premium or whatever they want to call it. 3 hours premium. So she's going to make more money there. Let's look at Wednesday. This time, person comes in at 2 o'clock till 7. Well, that's going to be, the store closes at 5 or what have you. So that's going to be 3 hours regular. And it looks to me that's going to be about 2 hours premium. Okay, that's fine. Thursday, we're coming in at 12. So 12 till 5 should be your regular hours. So we're going to have 5 hours regular. I'm just going to kind of put these marks there, same thing. And from 5 until 8, that will be premium. So it'll be 3 hours of premium. Now Saturday shouldn't be working anyway, right? That's all the premium. So 9 to 3 is a total of 6 hours. So that's going to be 6 hours of premium. Now we got to put this all together here, okay? So let's figure out let's just do our regular pay. That's easy. So regular. So how many regular hours did we work this week? I see 8, that's 11, 14. It should be 19 hours. So we have 19 hours. And what is our regular rate of pay? I believe it was $15.25. That gives you a total of $289.75. Okay, good deal. Now let's figure out our premium hours. So premium, how many premium hours did we have? 3, that's 5, 8. We should be at 14 premium hours, I believe. Yep, I think that checks out. 14 hours. But hey, I believe this person gets paid extra per hour for premium hours. That's right here. You see this 175? So you have to figure out the premium hourly rate goes up. So what is 15.25 plus $1.75? It's an even $17 an hour. So we'll multiply that out. So 14 times 17 is $238. You can see that those premium hours really pay off. To figure out your total pay, well, we'll just add those together. And that's going to be this plus this. And that's going to give you a total of $527.75. I mean, that wasn't that hard of a question. I suppose the biggest issue there was figuring out what are your premium hours, what are your regular hours, and then you had to calculate separately. Perhaps the one little trick was this part right here, is making sure with the premium hours, you're not multiplying by 15.25. It's got to be by the premium rate, which is $17 an hour. Okay, everybody, that kind of wraps up some of these calculations. And I know that was, a lot of examples, but nonetheless, I think it's pretty straightforward. You might want to try these again. Anyway, we'll try some practice.